Alright, I am doing this in English because I want to practice that. It's been only one day since I made my last video, but I have something that I want to talk about, so there's no point in waiting. I'm a very firm believer in getting shit done. If you Google the Cult of Done Manifesto, the top hit is an excellent link that is 10 or 20 bullet points to live by. They are really, really worth a read. I recommend them highly. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite authors. He's called Steven Pressfield. I haven't read all of his novels, far from it, but he wrote one of my favorite novels of all time, Gates of Fire, which is technically about the Peloponnesian Wars and the Battle of Thermopylae and stuff like that, but in reality it's a book about fear and leadership and overcoming fear. This guy knows how to get things done. I know this because he's a writer and he's written more books than I have, which doesn't say a lot. I just recently picked up another of his books. It's called The War of Art, and this book is kicking my ass. It's a book about fear and procrastination. The whole book is primarily very short sections. It's very much to the point. Almost every page is a new headline, a new subject. I just want to read you a few select passages from the beginning of the book. The first section is called What I Do. I'm going to abbreviate it a little bit. I get up, take a shower, have breakfast. I read the paper, brush my teeth. If I have phone calls to make, I make them. I head back to the office and crank up my computer. It's about 10:30 now. I sit down and plunge in. When I start making typos, I know I'm getting tired. That's 4 hours or so. I've hit the point of diminishing returns and I wrap for the day. How many pages have I produced? I don't care. Are they any good? I don't even think about it. All that matters is I've put in my time and hit it with all I've got. All that counts is that for this day, for this session, I have overcome resistance. And the next section is called What I Know, and it's very short. There is a secret that real writers know that wannabe writers don't. And the secret is this. It's not the writing part that's hard. What's hard is sitting down to write. What keeps us from sitting down is resistance. And then he gets down to defining what he means by resistance. And it's basically procrastination and any other thing in our lives that keeps us from getting things done. Here's a very short section called Resistance is Universal. We're wrong if we think we're the only ones struggling with resistance. Henry Fonda was still throwing up before each stage performance, even when he was 75. In other words, fear doesn't go away. Resistance will tell you anything to keep you from doing your work. It will perjure, fabricate, falsify, seduce, bully and cajole. Resistance has no conscience. It will pledge anything to get a deal and then double crush you as soon as your back is turned. If you take resistance at its word, you deserve everything you get. Resistance is always lying and always full of shit. Resistance is internal. Resistance seems to come from outside ourselves. We located it in spouses, jobs, bosses, kids, peripheral opponents, as Pat Riley used to say when he coached the Los Angeles Lakers. Resistance is not a peripheral opponent. Blasted language. Resistance arises from within. It is self-generated and self-perpetuated. Resistance is the enemy within. All in all, this book is making sure that I get shit done. I was up early this morning. I got over to a quiet place where I could sit down with a computer that I set up without any distractions. I even limited what websites I can visit on the computer. And I wrote for 4 hours on this thing that I wanted to write for years. And I just didn't care about the quality of it. I didn't care how much I wrote. The important thing was that I sat down and put in the effort. So there's that. Now this video is done. Happy Thursday, and I will see you on Sunday.